Figured I'd show this, make a little quick video after replacing or placing the 030 3000s flux core wire and loading and cleaning out the 35,000s wire, which I threw it away already, but it had some pretty crinkly, little, must have like just caught, but it didn't start bird's nesting, and it just forced its way through. So, more thought, and that's what I'm out here now thinking about, is what do I have for bolts to replace this bolt? Probably could put like a nut on a bolt with the spring and then have a little more of a length that would protrude down, so when I go down to tighten, I've got a little more threads that I can insert into here. I don't need much, but a little more, just a turn or two to tighten up, and barely, the 035 especially. But now I'm back on 030. I didn't really have bird's nesting issues unless I over tension this, so I'm not really worried about it now, or kinking. I didn't wind up changing the liner. I decided I'd just use this liner. Might as well keep using what I have. See how it works. I think it should be okay, unless there is something further down, like with that wire conduit, liner, if something did separate and maybe there's a seam or something. But I don't know, I didn't really notice any issues other than way early on, before I figured out tensioning really well, regarding birds nesting. And that was also some of this fitment here. So I wanted to note this also. Let's see here. I need to get in there with the light. So, yeah, so what I did was, I think it shows okay. I wound up getting the 3D printer pen, plastic, and I fed in, and I used a nail to kind of push in. Hopefully it didn't bind this little seam here. This part comes out, goes out. Like, so this can be removed. But filled in a lot where it kind of bent out, and there's a lot more of a gap there. Shouldn't have been there, I think. So I filled that in pretty good and kind of tried, heating up. And what I wound up using was one of these little lighter torch things. So the butane, refillable one. It has a nice finer, it's less hassle than having the bigger oxy-map torch. That might still have a fine flame, but this is a little finer. So I thought it was a little easier to get in there. And that really, I think, helped fix. But we'll see long term how that holds up. Fix into position. I think I might have went a little low. It's pretty close. So I might need a little bit of this filed off, but I think it'll be okay. Also, I want to know, I think I'm just going to pause this and then take that off, because I want to be careful so I don't, that wire doesn't go all over the place, unravel. So I'll remove this, and I'll show where I wound up taking the torch again. I saw a crack where this was moving a little bit, and that post shaft's moving. So I'm glad I rewound this 2-pound spool, because I didn't notice that before. If I would have tried setting on the 10-pound spool with some kind of adapter, this current system part, yeah, no, that spool holder part would have broke again. So, thinking about, like, the whole purpose of this is not only just to reuse, recycle, repurpose, not necessarily repurpose in this case, but other situations. In doing so most cost effectively, as cost effectively as I can figure out. So that means try not to invest more money in. So the liner is $15. So, new liner, new gas line, $15, Harbor Freight, the Vulcan. This new part is $20. So, right there, there's $35. Not much, but, it's like for those that are on a retirement budget or a limited budget, or recovering from debt or in debt, whatever the situation is, disability pension budget, you know, it's a cost-effective way to deal with what you got and still have useful tools to be able to maintain systems and restore, you know, whatnot, produce even. But, yes, this is cracked, so I'll go ahead and pause, and then I'll take that off and then show a little more detail.